Hey, my name is Brennan Alderman, and I just wanted to take a quick minute to talk about my first mission trip experience and what that did for me. About 3 years ago, I was asked by our local youth leader to go on a mission trip, and at that time, I wasn't even involved in the youth group or even church at that time, and honestly wouldn't have even considered myself a Christian. So when I was asked to go on this trip, my initial reaction was to laugh and go home and tell my wife, "Can you believe this guy? He's lost his mind." But he kept calling, and the third time he called, we finally decided to talk about it. And we went out on our porch and we started making a list of the pros and cons of going on this trip, and the list for the cons just kept adding up and adding up and adding up. And in the pro side of the list, we had one big pro, and that one pro was, what if we go on this trip and it changes our lives forever? And the quality of that one pro greatly outweighed all of the other cons. During this trip, I was able to experience emotions that I'd never felt before, and I'd always heard people talk about, like, when you have that feeling of being able to reach out and touch faith, that it's unlike any feeling you've ever felt. And I never really understood that feeling until this trip. And all I found myself wanting to do was to just get back and try my best to explain this experience to everybody I can. And I realize that it's just something you have to experience for yourself. It's that first trip. I've been on 2 other mission trips and several other church trips across the United States that I would have never got to experience without that first leap of faith. And it's my goal every day for people to see that God has a bigger plan for us, and He has a purpose for us. And in order to see those purposes and those plans and our potential, we have to completely let Him take over our lives. Esther 4:14 says, "Start living every moment as if we were born for such a time as this."